Welcome back to the Over the Shoulder podcast, episode 40. And we're back from our vacation. You can see I'm wearing the vacation shirt. That's why I've been gone for a month. And of course, I'm here with my co host, Rob, fixing stuff. Rob, go ahead and say hi.
Happy to be here, Max. Definitely. It's been a while since I've been on because I think I missed the last episode that we were on. So it's been not only probably a month, it's been a month and a bit.
About like that.
Yeah, but happy to be back. And
For sure.
as everybody can see, Max is in a different background.
I am in a different location. I'm no longer in that dark room. I am in front of a kitchen now. That's my current setup for now. We'll see how it changes soon. But I did. The reason we're gone for a month, if you guys didn't see the post, is we'll fill you in quickly. Basically, I moved out. A lot of things have been going on. Nothing bad, just all positive. Just a lot going on. So we wanted to make sure to give you proper content. I didn't want to half-ass these episodes. So if I can't give you full commitment to this episode, I'm not putting it out. So take a little 1 month hiatus. But we're back and we're ready for this episode 40. Now, it is just two of us today, but I'm excited to go on this topic. We are continuing the ranking series. We are ranking the current world championships of all the major promotions. Now, this isn't every world title, of course. There's probably a bunch of different world champions. Someone's going to call, what about this one? What about this one? These are the main. I picked 13. These are 13 major promotions that I picked. Current, of course. If we're talking about past, of course, ECW, WCW, hell, even Evolve. But these are current world titles that are active right now, and these are the 13 I picked. We're not ranking them on prestige because that's the whole different thing. This podcast is about belts and designs, so we're talking about strictly about the designs. And let's start off and go straight into the WWE World Heavyweight Championship and Universal. They're the same design. They're probably going to be in the same slot. We'll just rearrange them later on for blue or black. I'm going to start off with it. And to be honest, this belt is whatever. It's fine. It's not a great design. To be honest, it makes sense why WWE has them. I get why they have it. It's literally the logo. But design-wise, it's boring. I do own it, that being said. Restoned, re-leathered, upgrade sidebars. So it looks pretty decent then. But even then, compared to all these other belts, it looks like shit. I'm putting it at like a 3 probably. I don't know about you, Rob, though. What do you think about these belts?
You're being really nice with this. Now, I mean, you absolutely are. Bret Hart has said it the best, that when did WWE come up with this piece of shit? Comparing that to the Winged Eagle, he was there when he did that. He's done that a few times. He's even done that in some of the prior posts. I think it's boring. It's my first belt. Now, I'll say my piece after, but I mean, all the belts that I have around me are for sale. But anyways, this belt is not a great belt. It isn't. However, if it is restoned, if it's re-leathered and beautiful and stacked sidebars, it does make it look really good. If it doesn't, it's boring. It's boring. If you don't get plates, if you don't get the side plates for it, it's even more boring.
Yeah.
The commemorative version, get at least the replica so you can change out some plates on it and make it pop a little bit more. You rank it at a 3. I'm probably ranking that at a 4.
I actually agree. Yeah. Usually for the rankings, we have an odd number so we can break ties, but I'm going to agree with you. 4 is reasonable. You did convince me. Now I'll rearrange them later on and see which is better, but regardless. Now let's go on to the current NXT Championship. Now it's basically the exact same design as the V2 NXT Championship. This is the V3, I guess you could say. It's just colorful, very colorful, and the NXT logo is just slightly different. The one thing I don't like about this, one of the things I don't like about this belt is the new NXT logo. It's more pointy. The N, the bottom of the N, and the T point out. So you can't see in that picture, but they point out. That is a hazard waiting to happen. Like if you hit someone with that belt, you're taking out an eye, because I hate things on those belts like this. I don't like that. So, and the colors, they seem tacky to me, especially in the World Championship. If you want to do it for a logo, fine, whatever. But it looked decent on the Women's Championship because it's on a white strap and it's very like vibrant. But on the World title, I just don't really like it. I can't take it seriously. That being said, I did like the design in general a lot. Just the color brings it down a peg for me. I'm putting it at a 3. What do you think, Rob?
Better than the V1 NXT 1. I mean, being that as a fingerprint magnet, I mean, we did talk about the NXT titles in a previous episode, but
Right.
this belt is it's a lot better, I think, the V2. And I got to tell you, I mean, shout out to KLFan93 when he unboxed these about a few years back. They're really, really well made belts. They really, really are. I totally agree with you, though. I think the white pops more on the women's. I think the women's is a little bit better. It's smaller. The NXT is a bit bigger. The men's championship.
I thought you liked big, huge belts.
I do. You
that Andre behind you.
Well, and Andre behind me, absolutely. And I mean, you're right though about the pointiness of the N and the T. I mean, totally. I think that the plate is really, really nice. It's got some rivets, right? Like it's got
it has 3 rivets on each corner of the main plate.
Yeah, and I do like when they came out with the NXT, they got rid of the WWE side plates when they came out with the NXT side plates. That is a little bit better. I mean, I'm getting out of the game, but if I were getting NXT belts, this would be on my list. It absolutely would. Why not? If I wanted to start an NXT belt collection, absolutely. I agree with you though. 3.
All right, perfect. So into 3.
Absolutely.
So right into 3. Now, keeping on with the WWE, the loss of the NXT UK Championship. I really do like this belt. I do love this belt. It is very elegant, very prestigious. Now, the way it's respectful, like the way it's actually as a world championship, not top tier, but design-wise, it looks like a true prize, the creme de la creme. It looks damn good. Now, it does have the same shape as all the network logo belts, the women's belts, but it expands on it way more, especially with that main plate. You see the main plate. I love the NXT logo. I prefer that over the WWE logo. The lion, I think it's like a horse, some shit on the side. I love that. The floral pattern. I love how the main plate's a whole plate. It's not cut out for the logo, so it's heavier. The side plates are pretty good. They're pretty similar. I mean, I'm not really going to be having the stock side plates on it. You're probably going to replace them with Walter or whoever the champion is, Ilya Dragunov. But the actual, like, not the disc part, the actual part that goes around it, I love that. I prefer that than the current Universal Championship because, sorry, it has actual designs and grooves with it. I think it looks way better. I'm ranking this at a high 2 or a low 1. What do you think, Rob?
Yeah, and I'm in agreement. I really, really like the pattern on the main plate. The thing that I bitch about this belt, and there's a few things though, the design shape, they couldn't get away from the network logo, WWE Championship or the Blue Universal Championship. However, I think that the detail on the main plate is phenomenal. Absolutely. When they came out with the WWE version, that WWE was lifted. It was a lifted feature. The NXT, I believe, is also lifted. If I were to compare the two, I like the NXT just because it is NXT. And that's, it is NXT. The side plates, great. Absolutely. The one bitch, though, about this, and everybody, I'm hoping that they all listen to me, okay? Paint. We talk about paint. We talk about it all the flipping time. If you go and you try to clean this bad boy, you try to go clean it, I guarantee you're going to take some of the paint off. And it's happened. The black paint on the top of the main plate to the right and to the left. Watch out. And again, for rookie belt collectors, you're like, oh, fuck, I spent so much money on this. And what the hell do I do? Tester's paint, ladies and gentlemen. Tester's paint helps. They do discount this belt quite a bit. I agree, though. Side plates though, get some really nice ones. If you can get Walter, if you can get Walter, if you can get Pete Dunne, if you can get any of those side plates, I mean, this thing would pop. Nice. It definitely. I agree with you though. I would go probably a high 2.
Okay.
High 2. It's a great belt. And I remember when it came out.
Yeah, for sure. Now let's talk about the IWGP V5, the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, whatever you want to call it. Now this is a very controversial belt. How do I start on this? It's grown on me. It has grown on me a little bit, not much. The only reason it's grown on me is I've seen people actually wear it. I hate it when it was on Okada. I think it looked pretty bad on Okada just because I'm so used to seeing with the V4. I think it looked decent on Jay White. It's a massive belt, though. I think if it was slightly smaller, I think it would be better. Because seeing, especially on Jay White, that thing is huge. It looks like the size of the Andre. It's actually a massive belt. The snaps have to go to like the side plate. I think it's slightly smaller or bigger, but of course, Japan and New Japan, they designed it. So Dan, he just followed their design. So can't really blame him. But design wise, I don't really like it. The main plate, it looks weird to me. Side plates, I don't mind, but they're very, very square and sharp. This whole belt itself is very sharp and angular. It doesn't really do it for me, to be honest. I don't hate it. It's not my least favorite IWGP Heavyweight Championship. That one for sure is the V2. Fuck that belt, the crown belt, disgusting. This one is slightly better in my opinion, but I'm ranking this probably number 4 with the WWE's. I don't hate it that much, but I don't love it. So I'm probably putting it number 4. What do you think, Rob?
I mean, I don't hate. I mean, I don't hate it either. I mean, except that, you know what? Can I really take this belt seriously with the shape of that nameplate?
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, Dan McMahon. I mean, you're a phenomenal belt creator. Okay, but I don't know. I mean, maybe you had a reason for what you were thinking. I have no idea, and I'm not going to.
I think. Sorry to cut you off, but I'm pretty sure he said that New Japan sent him the design.
Did it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so he just.
Okay. All right. So Dan couldn't do anything about it, so that's fine. But with respect to this, I mean, I don't know. It still hasn't grown on me. It hasn't. I'll tell you what it reminds me of. Okay, watching fucking Independence Day, and when they get caught in the mothership in space, and then they see the Martian, and she looks exactly like that with the shape of the head. The shape of the head. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. If I were to talk about IWGP, though, I'm totally with you. The version 2 is good. I like the 4. I mean, you know that. I mean, absolutely. That is a hell of a belt. I'm not going to rank this a 5 because I don't think it deserves that. I do think it deserves a 4.
Okay. Yeah. I think a lot of the hate gets because of the V4. I mean,
Yeah.
you're following that. Arguably, everyone is like, if that was on this list, I'm pretty confident it's going number 1. But everyone like universally is pretty well liked.
Oh man, if that was 4, I would have put that at 1.
100%. So it's very hard to follow. Let's go to my number 1 though, the AEW World Championship. I love this belt since day one. I loved it. It's a huge belt. The stones, dual plating, the floral design, the stacked globes, the nameplate, the shape, everything about this belt. I've talked about it before. Check out the AEW episode if you want to talk about how much I love. You want to hear how much I love this belt, but I truly do really like this belt. I'm ranking it number 1 easily. Rob, what do you think?
I totally agree. I love this belt too. I mean, when Bret Hart came down and he showed it off, I mean, during
you barely carry it.
Amazing. I mean, a jaw dropped. Absolutely. This is a massive belt. It absolutely is. Now, people have been buying the replica, okay, shit strap, but the stones that have come in,
man, the stones are crazy.
Amazing, like amazing quality, and then the etching and everything about that is just amazing. It's just shit strap, like whatever, stiff. But it's a beautiful, it's a beautiful belt. It absolutely is. Just make sure you don't get United Bitch Brothers to make you one.
Oh,
just don't get that, because what you'll have is you'll have shit from the toilet that's going to be given to you as a belt. The AEW replica though, it is phenomenal. It absolutely is. It really puts the WWE shop ones to shame, I really think, just because of the stones.
The stones are crazy. The stones are like same level, if not better than the V3 UFC. The stones are crazy. Like, I personally wouldn't get it restoned. I know a lot of people have been, and I understand why they would, but I wouldn't. I know Richard Simpson's going to be like, yo, restone it. And I mean, all power to you. If you have the money to restone it, go ahead. Me personally, I do not have the money to restone it, and it looks pretty damn good. For sure, re-leathered, 100% re-leathered. And I hope if they ever release this, I'm getting it when I go to Forbidden Door next weekend or this weekend. Actually, if they have it there, hey, I might be home with a new belt.
Yeah, because you're heading, right?
I am heading to Chicago at the time of this filming. I mean, by the time this episode comes, this Friday, this Saturday, I'm leaving to Chicago. I'm going for Forbidden Door. Very excited. If they do have this replica,
get it.
I might have to get it. And if anyone in Canada, this is an open invitation. I mean, if I know you, and I trust, if you're trustworthy, anyone in Canada that needs this belt, hit me up. We'll talk about it. We can deal. We can figure it out. I'll help you out. But yeah, number 1 for sure.
Great.
Now let's talk about the NWA Dome Globe. Arguably very, very respectable belt. It's very prestigious, but it looks like shit. Let's be honest. It looks like a fucking sloth. And
Right.
ever since Hazard F5 said this, I haven't been able to unsee it. It looks like a damn sloth. The eyes, the nose, the mouth, it looks like a sloth. The shape is weird. I don't hate this belt though. I am shitting on it right now, but I don't hate this belt. That being said, I don't hate it. I'm putting this probably number either low number 3 or high number 4. I don't hate it that much, but I see why people don't love it. Right? You know what I mean? Go ahead, Rob.
Now, so are we talking about the Fandu one, or are we just talking about in general?
Yeah, the Fandu one, the current one.
The
so
Fandu
the one with the UK.
Looks like a sloth. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I definitely nailed it. I would prefer, and again, Figs Inc. I mean, if you can get your hands on the Figs Inc. one, they're really, really nice. Absolutely. Don't go with the Premier. I don't like the Premier one. The Figs Inc. is nice.
Way better.
Do one. I mean, how much are they charging? How much is that bill?
I believe it's like $400.
So really,
pretty expensive. Let me check really quick, but
yeah, you should.
Pretty expensive.
400 US. I mean, it's a bajillion dollars here in Canada.
It really is.
I mean, when you get it here and with the import fees and everything, I mean, absolutely. And you're paying the import fees for a sloth. Go check out Hazard F5's review of this. There's no doubt about it. Hazard F5 gets it right.
Wow. Sorry, 400 was cheap. It is actually $529 USD. So if we do some quick conversion, that is about $2.5 billion Canadian.
Yeah,
that is very expensive.
It totally is. I mean, US dollar. I mean, right now for 30 cents. Wow. I wouldn't get this. I mean, you're buying a sloth, a low 4 max.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. We'll rearrange 4. So I'll put it in 4. The Impact World Championship. I don't mind this belt. I don't love it. I'm putting it probably the same as the NXT. I prefer the blue one. Sorry, Brandon. I'm just not a huge fan of circular belts usually. So it's kind of it doesn't scream world championship to me. When Kenny Omega's holding all the belts, that one seemed like, is that a world title or is that a mid-card title? Because I couldn't tell. I'm putting this number 3 probably. I don't mind design. It just doesn't scream world championship to me. What do you think, Rob?
I think it's cool and unique, though. Okay, I definitely do. Moose made it look really, really good, and
sure.
Absolutely, there's no question about it. And Brandon, I know you're a big Impact guy. There, definitely. It's unique, though. It's unique. It's different. The fact that it has the red banner cross, I think that's at least okay. I still wouldn't. It's not my favorite belt. I am totally with you, Max. It is not my favorite. I don't know if it deserves a 4. I think it really deserves at least a 3. It's still a decent belt, but it's not my favorite.
Yeah, I can agree with 3. Now, the Ring of Honor World Championship, and as you can see, that's the old design. That is the current World Championship they're using, which I love that. I hated the other one version. Prefer this version a lot more. I'm putting this number 2. Easy. I really love silver belts. And usually I'm against silver belts, an all silver belt for a world championship. Right. But I really love this design. It's classic. It's grungy. It looks, the strap is all beat up. The plates are scratched up. It looks damn good. I love it. You can tell it's gone through shit, and just like Ring of Honor has. So I really like it. I'm putting it number 2. What do you think, Rob?
It's a really, really nice belt. I don't know if I'm into silver belts, though. I mean, absolutely. Dual plated, absolutely.
For sure.
I never started a Ring of Honor collection. I was contemplating at one point. I remember talking to John Barbarossa.
That Cody.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, absolutely. But I had to talk with him, and he had the old version of the Ring of Honor Championship, the beautiful one, the absolute amazing one. Just I don't know. You know what I'm talking. The Cody. That's
okay,
exactly.
Okay.
It's the Cody. I was talking to him about it because he had them for a really, really good price, and I was thinking, okay, well maybe I should do it, but I just never got into it. I would have actually only had one Ring of Honor belt. That would have been it.
Yeah.
This belt, it is a nice belt though. It absolutely is, and it's just basic. It's basic, but it's basic that works. I find
for sure,
just because of that ROH red banner.
Just that red.
pops a whole plates. If you guys can go get this belt, and I'm talking to everybody on there from our group, Belt Addicts Anonymous, every other group that is out there, go for it. If you can land it, it's really, really nice. Max, I think I would be probably ranking it at 2.
Perfect.
I mean, it's a really nice belt. It's just basic, but it's nice.
Yeah. Now let's talk about the Rev Pro British Heavyweight Championship. Now I'm not sure if you're too familiar with this one. I don't think you are, but if you watched AEW, you would have seen Will Ospreay go on it this past week with this title. It is a massive, massive belt. It's not bad. It's huge. I don't know. I don't mind it. I don't love it though. I'm putting it probably personally probably 3. What do you think, Rob?
I don't know too much about this belt, so I can't really comment a lot. However, from what I see, though, I don't know if it totally works with what they're going for.
Honestly, 3 is kind of high. I'm probably putting it
3 is a little bit high. I mean, we talk about big belts. Is it as big? It's not big. It's not as big as that, is it? As the Andre?
No, but it looks big on Will Ospreay, and Will Ospreay is not a super small guy.
Okay.
Let me try and find a picture, but it looks pretty damn big, to be honest. Here you can see him with the World Championship here, and it looks you can see it around his waist. It doesn't look too
it's
massive.
Big.
It's pretty big though. It's a pretty big belt.
It's pretty big, but from what I see there, I think it's just a lot of sloppiness on the plates. Like they got a lot of shit going. They got a flag on the top. They got everything on the top. I don't know. It's I like big belts. Just like Vince McMahon likes big wrestlers. I don't know if he likes big women, but who knows?
Sorry, here's a better picture.
Oh, it's big.
Pretty big. It's a huge belt.
Still doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I'm sorry, Max, but you know what? Like, fuck this belt. I think it would be. I think it's going to be a 5, man.
Sorry, look at the size though. Actually, never mind. The size is ridiculous.
But it doesn't go. It doesn't go with anything.
No, it doesn't even. Yeah, no, I have to agree. I'm putting it number 5 just because of the size. It's just ridiculous.
Just like a lot of things that just don't go with it. Like
speaking of ridiculous, the AAA Mega Championship. It's treated like a joke from AAA. They don't even
fucking joke.
Use properly. It's disgusting. It is. Sorry, Brandon. Yours isn't too bad, but I'm trashing this belt. But at one point, I wanted to get this belt because I wanted to collect the Kenny Omega belt collector thing. Thank God I didn't. Fuck this belt. It is ugly. It is built like shit. The strap looks like ass. It is stitched on, even though it's real leather. 5, 5, 5. If there ever was a 5, that's a 5. Rob.
If there was something lower than a 5, I would probably take it. Like something that'll rank lower. It's a fucking bullshit of a belt. It doesn't look good. It's made like shit. The strap sucks. I mean, why would anyone want this? I'm sorry, Brandon, but and no disrespect to you, bro, but it's not great. I mean, would I literally get out of the belt game and sell all my belts and go after that motherfucker? No, 5.
Nope, 5. GCW World Championship. I'm very meh about it, so I don't know if that means a 5. I don't hate it, but it's just meh. Wouldn't own it. Meh. That's how I feel. That's how I feel about it. Is that a 5? I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't. I prefer the ones in 4, so maybe that is a 5. What do you think, Rob?
I think it's a weird belt too.
It's weird. It's the shape. It looks like egg.
The shape. It's almost like the WCW Hardcore belt that they have. That looks like a pear or something. Yeah. I mean, this thing. I don't get it. I don't get it. When they're designing these belts. Bullshit when they're fucking doing this thing. I mean, seriously, when they design belts they're not like these belts, okay, when they design them, okay? And I get it. We're past that point, all right? Maybe we can get something that's better with the design. This thing, though, 5. It'd be like a 99 if I could.
All right, there is our rankings. Now let's rearrange. Anything you want to rearrange? Personally, I want to put the universe. Let's start with 5. I would rearrange this.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Other than that, I'm good with the rankings on 5. Number 4, I would put Universal above World Heavyweight.
I would too.
I like the blue. would you keep NWA behind IWGP, or
they're pretty bad, both of them. But
I think I would put the NWA ahead of it.
I think it would too.
Okay.
I think it would too. Now, are we talking about Blue Universal? Now, obviously, a shop version with everything, like the way that they're coming out.
I mean, the real belt, the real belt with
like the nice shade of.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Not the like the pale, boring shop.
No, just wondering.
And then NXT and Impact, I would probably put Impact in front of NXT.
I think I would too, actually.
And then Ring of Honor and keep it. AEW, creme de la creme. Now, Rob, quick episode, but I think we're towards the end.
We are towards the end. We absolutely are.
Now, before we go to that, we do have an announcement. Now, Rob, do you want to make that announcement, or what do you think?
You can definitely make it. I'll say what I have to after you make the announcement.
All right. So starting next week, Rob will no longer be a permanent co-host on the podcast. Now, I want 100% transparency. This is nothing, no issues between me. I consider Rob one of my closest friend in the hobby. We live in the same city. I'm still going to talk to them. We're still going to, talk. And no means this does not mean Rob is no longer going to come on the podcast. He's going to come on whenever he can, and it's going to be fun and everything. He just won't be a permanent co-host. Now, Casey will be replacing him. Casey's been on her a lot of times, and Casey volunteered to come on, and I'd pick no one else better than Casey. So I'm very glad to have Casey on. Starting next week, Casey will be the permanent co-host with me. Fully transparency, nothing happened between us. Rob, he's just, he's leaving the hobby a little bit, and, transitions in life that happens. Nothing bad is happening. No fights, nothing like Mike Morano. Like I don't hate Rob. He's still a great guy. Nothing bad. So I just want to make that 100% clear. Nothing bad is happening. It's just a change. Change happens. It is what it is. Now, Rob, do you want to say anything to the people?
Yeah, I'm really thankful for the people that have been in this hobby. So I've come to a realization last week that I was sitting in my room, and I come to a realization that I'm kind of needing to step back, and I'm needing to just get out of the hobby. And we call it the hobby. And I know Jay Cross, he hates that term, the community. But here's the thing. All right. I am selling actually all of my builds. I'm selling the whole collection, the whole thing. I'm moving on. I definitely am. I still love wrestling. Okay. Let's absolutely. I'm still going to be a guest co-host from time to time when I'm needed. There is no hard feelings between Max and I. There's no hard feelings between me or Belt Axe Anonymous, definitely. Absolutely. And I still want to shout out to them. Even though I am leaving, I am always available for answering questions, anything about belts. Okay. If anybody has any questions about them, they can definitely reach out to me. Absolutely. It is something that I've been contemplating. It's something that I've been needing to do. I am, like I said, I've been doing this for about 5 years. It's been great. It absolutely has. The one thing, though, and before we stop, but the one thing that I'm going to cherish the most, again, are the people that I have met in this hobby. And I mean, Max and I are closer than hell is because of this hobby. There's no doubt. Casey and I are, brothers for life. Absolutely. Brandon, brothers for life. I've met so many people, and it's really, really cool that, and as you guys go and as you guys grow belts and as you guys grow relationships, if you guys travel, let's say, and you go to any city, you can meet up with a fellow belt brother or a fellow belt sister. I don't know about you, Max, you're going to Chicago, but I know people in Chicago too that I can meet up with, but I can go to any city and I can meet up with them. Again, I can sell all of these belts today, but I've got the brothers and the sisters and my closest friends in this hobby, and it's going to be huge for me. So very, very happy. So like I said, it's a goodbye for now, but and again, if anybody wants to talk about any of these belts, again, they're all for sale. They absolutely, and Max knows they definitely are. But if you guys do, you guys can definitely reach out to me. Again, I am pricing fair. They're priced at what they are. So, but I'd be happy to help you guys.
For sure. No, again, huge thanks to you. If it weren't for you, this podcast would never start, would never continue, none of this. And of course, he'll be back on. This is not the last time you're seeing Rob. Maybe he won't be here next week. He won't be here every week, but we'll have him on probably as much as Casey is on. Casey's on like most of the time. So, Rob will definitely be on her plenty of times whenever he can. So it's not a goodbye. It's a see you later. You know what I mean? Like, and it's a transition, nothing bad. So that being said, Rob, how do we finish the podcast?
Well, we're gonna put a belt over our shoulder, and I gotta go get one. Definitely.
Give me 1 second. All right. While Rob is getting his belt, since this is the current World Championships, you saw the number one, the creme de la creme, the best belt. I have to get it. My AEW World Championship. Now, there's not the official one. We've talked about it. Maybe in Chicago we'll get another one. We'll see. I don't want to spoil anything yet, but this is the Mayan belt for now. Rob, what are you getting over your shoulder?
So it's a rarity. This is actually, I believe it's a pending sale that I actually have. It's not going to be my belt for much longer, but it is a rarity. I have a lot of rare belts in my collection. This is the blue WWF. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I don't have any boots. I don't have any unlicensed belts in my collection. This is a 10 out of 10. This is the WWF. Now, to give you the idea here, okay, like I said, all my belts are licensed. Stock strap, there it is. That's the patch. It's a 2004 Figures Inc. And Max, it's not going to be my belt for much longer.
Yeah, it's sad, but
I do remember when I got these belts, and I mean my belts recently, yeah. But again, I know who it's going to. It's going to a collector. So
I remember seeing that posting and thinking, Rob, since you immediately went through, so I'm glad
you helped. And and you helped me get this belt off Stratton. So definitely because of you that I got this belt. So.
Of course. Now, thank you guys so much for watching this week. We'll be back next episode with Casey. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys next time.